everything you need to know about Amazon FBA retail arbitrage. Okay, I'm gonna make this video quick. This is for newbies and even people that's already been selling. There's a lot of questions, a lot of repetitive questions that I've been having to answer, so I just want to get all of this out for you guys in one video. I'm gonna try my best to remember everything. I didn't write anything down, I should have, but it always comes from here and here. So let's just start off by saying what retail arbitrage is. This is for the complete newbies. Basically, I mean, all it is you're buying stuff in the stores, at garage sales, wherever, even stuff you already have in your house, and you're reselling it or sending it to Amazon so they can sell it off for you. Now, how do you know what to pick? How do you know what are the right items to pick? Well, you know what are the right items to pick by something called the BSR, which is the best sellers rank. And if you guys don't know anything about Amazon or selling on Amazon retail arbitrage, get out a pen and paper and just write this stuff down, or save this video so you can rewatch it. Okay, now something called the BSR, which tells you this product is better to sell than this product. All right, or in other words, this product is better to buy versus this product. Okay, because what the BSR says, like I said, is it tells you how many times that item sells per month on Amazon, or how high of a demand that product has. Now, how do we know what are good BSRs? How do we know what is a good BSR? Well, you know by something called the Jungle Scout estimator. This is what I use. You go to Google right from your smartphone while you're out in the store. Doesn't matter where you are. If you're scanning something and you find something but you don't know if it's a good BSR or not, you go to google.com, Jungle Scout estimator, right? Jungle Scout estimator, and you just type in where you are, United States, Canada, wherever you're at. You type in what category it is, and it will say it on the seller's, on the app. When you scan the item, it will say what category, and then you type in that number that it says right there next to the category. So if, let's say for example, you found a baby toy for 20 and it said 25,000 sales rank in baby, that's the BSR, 25,000 in baby. So you will go to google.com, Jungle Scout estimator, you would say USA, because that's where I'm at, United States of America. Then you would type in the category baby, and then you would type in the BSR 25,000, and then it will tell you this item sells 500 times a month, right? And you're like, okay, that's a good item to buy. And give or take, anything under 100,000 in most categories is pretty safe to buy. Anything under 10,000, don't even think twice about it, just buy it, and it's gonna sell immediately, right? So that's what the BSR is. That's how you gauge what items to buy. Now, before you do any of that, you're gonna need something called an Amazon seller app. You can download this at any app store on any smartphone. You just go to your app store and you type in Amazon seller app. You download this app, you install it to your phone. It's free, but you cannot log into the app until you create a seller account. How do you create a seller account? I will post a link at the end of this video, step by step how to do all of this stuff I'm talking to you guys about. I made a step-by-step tutorial on how to actually buy items in the store and pack them up and send them to Amazon, and how to actually do it. And one of the best step-by-step videos on this subject, hands down, made till this date, because everyone says it. Like it got very, very positive reviews. So it's one of the best step-by-step videos. I will post a link to that video at the end of this video, and also it will be below this video in the descriptions, step-by-step Amazon FBA. Okay, so anyways, in the meantime, you have to create a Seller Central account, and once you do that, you can access the Seller Central app, which then turns your phone into a scanner, your camera, and you go in the stores and you scan. Now at this point in time, you will run into something called restrictions. Okay, there's a lot of restrictions. What are restrictions? Restrictions are gated items, restricted items that Amazon will not allow you to sell at this time. Doesn't mean you won't ever be able to sell them. It's the people who take the extra step that will be able to sell those types of items eventually, the longer you sell on Amazon, and or proof of purchase from a registered supplier, right? Which is just an invoice. But for most categories, as long as you sell on Amazon and you show Amazon that you're a loyal seller and you've been selling and you're not scamming people, they will ungate you for many items before even having to do anything with invoices or anything like that. All right, but for the more complex items, like trying to sell edibles or stuff that you know goes on people's skin and other things like that, you will need an invoice, and you will need to take further steps. But you can make tons of money even without getting ungated at all, right? So because I didn't even try to get ungated. I'm ungated for certain items that I didn't even know that Amazon just unrestricted me, because I've been a loyal seller. So just sell and do your best and make the money you can make. And there's tons of items out there. All right, so next question is, when do I receive money? When do I get my first check? When do I see all the hustle, you know, pay off? Well, this is the part where it's kind of like, oh, really? But then after the oh, really, it's like good. All right, what do I mean by the oh, really? The oh, really is you got to wait 1 month, just about 1 month before you get your first check from Amazon. Because they want to make sure you're not scamming people. They want to make sure you know what you're doing. They want to make sure that you're not just in here, you know, selling fake items or listing things wrong, all that stuff, right? So once you start, you're gonna go out there, you're gonna source, you're gonna find products, you're gonna send them all to Amazon, and you're gonna just be waiting around. And what I did was, I was a little nervous at first, like, wait a minute, when do I get my direct deposit? It's saying that I made $1,400 last week, but I don't see that $1,400 in my bank. Where is it at, right? So I got nervous and I called, and this is how I know this is what they do, because they told me, as a new seller, they want to make sure you know what you're doing. And they said my account was very healthy at the time when I was doing that, and I was like, okay. And I just took their word for it. They said, listen, your account is very healthy, you have nothing to worry about, we just do this with all new sellers. And I'm just like, okay, cool. And lo and behold, my first check was fat. Like, I think it was like a $5,000 deposit to my bank account, right? Where or close to $5,000. And it was like majority of that was profits, because I was shopping at Goodwills and bargain stores and whatnot. So really high ROIs, which I'll get to in a second. So your first check, your first paycheck is gonna come 3 weeks to a month, okay? And then after that, it's every 2 weeks, like a normal job. Every single 2 weeks, you'll get a direct deposit, as long as you keep the fire burning, which just means as long as you keep going out, finding items and sending items in. So once they told me that, I didn't pay any mind to that month. I was like, okay, they said within a month, or they said in a month, first check, whatever. So I just said whatever, right? I just kept spending my money on finding more items and sending more stuff in. Even though I didn't get a single dollar back yet, I didn't care. I just kept going. If they wanted to scam me, they would have scammed me out of a lot of money, because I just didn't care, and I took the risk of just keep going while I was waiting for my first check. My first check came, and then it was just a recycle effect, where I just took the money from my first check and only used that to buy more inventory, and then just kept doing that every 2 weeks, just using the money I was making, right? And didn't even have to touch any new money. It got to a point where I was making enough money to keep a lot of money, and then just use some of that money to just reinvest. And that's what you want to do, all right? So now to the point I was making before, what did I just say about ROI? I am somebody that likes to go get high ROIs. Now, here's the thing. Here's another question that was brought up. The question of, Lavar, I was told by the other gurus, I'm not a guru, I don't consider myself a guru, but I was told by other gurus that I watch on YouTube that it's not safe to resell stuff from the Goodwill or bargain stores, or because Amazon will ask you for receipts. Well, as a new seller, you should be careful of that, right? Sending brand new items from the Goodwill to Amazon, because they may or may not ask you for a receipt for that item. But however, used items, for the most part, I had no problems with this. So I really can't talk about it happening to me, because they haven't asked me for a receipt. I think they asked me for one time they asked me for a receipt for an item, and I was just like, I don't have that receipt, right? So I just sent it back to myself. That's it. I sent the item back to myself and kept it moving, right? I didn't really dwell on the situation. But they may or may not ask you for a receipt, right? And that's for the new items. So typically what I like to say is, go out sourcing for the used stuff, and don't be afraid though, because I took the risk. I sent in tons and still do to this day, tons of new items from the Goodwill, from thrift shops, from pawn shops, and I send in tons of new items. So I'm not really afraid of it, and it's been working out for me. But it is something that you can keep in the back of your mind, however you want to run your business. Whatever suits you. People ask me like, Lavar, what do you look for? What do I do? Well, I shop for, the main thing I look for is high ROIs. That's one of my my go-to strategies. It's all about the ROI, right? For me, BSR and ROI. So I want to make sure it has a good demand and a high ROI, which is why I prefer shopping at places like the Goodwill and the thrift shops and pawn shops and things like that, bargain stores, even Salvation Armies. I Google overstock outlets, everything like that, because it's just higher, it's more money. You make more money. I mean, and that's what we're in this game for, is to make the most money, right? So if I buy it for 10 bucks and it makes me 10 bucks in profit, that is 100% ROI. In total revenue, it'll bring me 20 bucks, but that 10 of that was spent on the actual item, so 100% is 10 bucks. 10, you get what I'm saying? I hope you guys didn't lose me there for the math. But for me, usually it's higher than that. 200%, 300%, 500%, 1000%. Like, I've had insane finds. So that's why I like to shop at the bargain stores. And that being said, guys, from there, when it comes to selling on Amazon, there's other ways to sell on Amazon. There's wholesaling, which I really didn't talk about too much on this channel. There's private label, which I haven't really talked too much about on this channel. And I've took courses for all of them. So if you guys want to know good courses, like, I mean, one of the best courses, and I'm not trying to sell you guys anything. Don't click the link if you don't want to. Don't buy the course, you don't have to. I'm just telling you guys the honest truth. If you guys want to know one of the best courses that you can take, hands down, for Amazon FBA, to know private label, and these are the people that, the big dogs, the people that are bringing in $30,000 a month, $50,000, $100,000, $1 million a month. These are those people. If you want to learn how to do what they're doing, I'm gonna post a link in the description, okay guys? If you want to know how to do that stuff, like I said, you don't have to click it if you don't want to. I am not selling you anything, and I gotta talk like this because people are so like, oh, here he goes, recommending a course. Here we go. Courses. You don't need a course, Lavar. You're right. Some of you guys may not need a course. Some of you guys work better with courses. I don't know. I'm just helping you guys out. I'm just telling you guys what I did, okay? So if you want to, then there you go. It'll be in a link in the description. The Amazon course, the Shopify course I even took. If you guys want to know how to do drop shipping, which is a total nother ball game. Even the Facebook advertising course, if you guys want to know anything about that, how to create little ads for companies that is going to pay you $1,000, $2,000 a month, you guys can just go watch it. It's up to you. And if you like what you see, it's up to you. I'm not telling you to do it, but if you want to, there's the option, all right? Along with my step-by-step video on how to send in items to Amazon, along with my everything you need to sell retail arbitrage. I'll post a link to that video too down below. And also, as a matter of fact, the step-by-step video I'll post right here, right here as well, okay? So yeah. That being said, I don't want to make this video too long. I hope I answered your question. I hope I answered a lot of questions that was out there. I want to help as much as I can possible. So I'm going to be helping a lot of people's lives in creative ways. All right, so that being said, make sure you hit the subscribe. Make sure you tap the bell to get notified so you guys know when I upload something new. Family, you ain't family till you tap the bell. So let's go. It is peace and love. I'm out.